啊？
我觉得会场可以放到戏，
是他的孵化器，你们没见过是吧？
啊，没有
啊，
没有。
是那个杨鑫在香港，杨鑫是我老板，和我们这个叫 X
啊，他还跟我
对
说过一次是吧？
对，我们现在也在做一些这种 AXC 的一些产品。看，听您这边是 GPU 的一些算力这边的，
对，
这边是什么？以后看有没有合作的机会。好。他在香港已经聊过是吧？
提过一嘴吧，提过一嘴。
对。
上次约他们组团来香港。
对，
然后我让政府这边
数码港
接待。
分享的，我们分享的这个。
好，在这边呢。
Okay, let's start this event. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dev3 X Modal Hackathon. Today we have gathered some of the biggest minds in the industry to discuss the latest trends and innovations in Web3, AI, and other blockchain technology. And we have a packed schedule, including opening remarks, keynote speech, panel discussion, and project showcases. First, let me introduce the hosting of the hackathon. Dev3 is a Web3 developer platform that evaluates software developers' skills and experience based on GitHub records. With a database of over 16 million developers built from GitHub, they provide convenient talent matching for project owner. Dev3 also offers AI-powered search and outreach tool to help developers establish their developer date. All hackathon sponsors, business introductions will be sent via invitation email. Modal is a blockchain community that connects entrepreneurs to grow and build within the Web3 space, established in August 2021, and backed by Bybit. Our goal is to be the Web3 bridge, where we introduce and educate people to the emerging world of blockchain technology, which include the sub-sector related to Web3, including cryptocurrency, NFTs, and metaverse, etc. We believe that all individuals have the right to be empowered and potentially realized and maximized. Having a lack of connection and resources should not stop anyone from realizing their aspirations. Our mission is to build an interactive platform for blockchain enthusiasts to gain access to resources and build meaningful connection with like-minded individuals. Through our different initiatives, such as Modal Learner and Gather. In Mod Learner, we host Web3 educational courses, ranging from security to Define to DAOs, and many more. This is supported by our partner mentors from all areas of Web3 to provide the most comprehensive learning experience for our students. We also regularly host events as part of our Mod Gather initiative, both offline and online. Those include hackathon, demo day, workshop, AMA on Twitter and Discord, and in-person networking events. This is where we create the opportunity for different parties and communities to connect, learn from each other, and potentially work together. This includes early-stage projects, VCs, Web2 developers, Web3 curious users, and many more. Next, let's look a video about SEES, the gold sponsor of this hackathon. Then we will now begin the opening remarks session. Please welcome Ms. Jack Hong, founder of Nano Labs, who will deliver a speech on Here Comes the AI Singularity Perfect Timing for Web3 Builders. Let's give a warm round of applause to invite him on stage.
谢谢啊。这我的英语不好，就用中文讲了啊。这个，因为我看99%的人能听懂中文是吧？对。那个这个话题原来是我4月份去忽悠那些在美国那些活动上做的这个分享啊。那时候刚好 AI 比现在热多了是吧？但我感觉现在 AI 的热度跟 Web3 的热度差不多了是吧？都没有那么热了。对。但是呢，我想今天大家这么早开始活动，肯定是对 AI 以及对 Web3 还是非常有信心的，就觉得这个行业能够一直更好的一个发展起来。然后这个翻译是我自己翻还是谁翻？啊，谢谢啊。OK。对， 就之前大概可能1-2个月前吧，网上这个这段话非常流行啊，就因为最近老是说特别是华人的话都知道，老是说中国经济不行了，是吧？所以那个我们经常看到网上就有这段话说，2003年非典以后，其实这个不是这个就说经济也不行，是吧？那靠的也是这种新的科技，那时候是互联网。那2008年以后呢，就是靠的是什么呢？就是说金融危机以后靠的是移动互联网。那我们这一轮这个新冠以后靠的是什么呢？就可能靠的是 Web3啊，所以这个就是说我们在熊市自己给自己打鸡血啊，所以现在有2个 AI 的时代啊，这个一个是就是说大家都知道的，就是说OpenAI 啊，这个引领的整个AI 的时代。另外一个时代是就另外一张图上的，也是这2天在开 G20峰会的，就是印度啊，印度加美国，所以这2个时代其实都深深的影响了这个特别是华人的这个未来10到20年的一个发展格局吧。那现在我们看到就是说 AI 之所以火，是因为不仅是它有很多这个就科技上的一些创新，更多的是它的发展超过了前所未有的速度。就说我们看到是大家知道这个电话，就我们最早用的电话机，普及到1亿用户用了多久吗？电话用了70多年啊，这个然后现在那个比较火的应用叫 TikTok 是吧 ？TikTok 到1亿用户用了多久？用了9个月，上面有写的。对，然后 ChatGPT 用了多久？大家都知道，用了2个月时间，是吧？虽然现在它的用户时长，这个活跃度开始下降，但它还是有史以来这个到2亿这个用户最快的一个应用，所以这也是 AI 的爆发力啊。那所以我们现在经常用的这些 AI 有 OpenAI、Stable Diffusion， 还有这个各种这个好玩的这个 AI 应用。啊，这个刚刚今天现场肯定很多也是 AI 创业的，都比我懂啊。那这里呢有一个我们的生态项目，可以播放一下吗？这个视频就是用 AI 生成元宇宙的。就我们看到，其实过去就文字生成文字，文字生成图片或者生成3D 类的图片，但慢慢的我们看到这几个月就文字生成生成3D 模型是吧？然后以及像这样的。我自己点还是你们可以点？直播是这里，直接按一下就可以。按了没有？
我试一下。应该在这边，电脑不是。
没事，这说明这个电脑跟这个我们的这个 PPT 的匹配还不够 AI 啊。这样挺好的，节省一下大家的时间。这本来是一个就是说 AI 生成元宇宙的一个视频啊，就是说大家知道 Meta 之前做元宇宙几乎做的把团队都要裁掉了，现在又开始招起来了，就因为 AI 这个降低了很大的成本，又有很大的一个机会。看这现在往后，下一个。对，所以我们看到就是说 AI 未来发展就是说会非常的快啊，大家都是专家，都比我懂。然后呢，未来就很多可能代码都是 AI 写的，很多人都跟 AI 一起工作啊，这个人机耦合。但是就很多人就说做 Web2的，或者说原来想把用户转化到 Web3，原来认为有很多用户的或者 Web3的用户都是开源的啊，都在链上的，怎么转换为它的 AI 应用的用户。然后做 Web3的人的一个特点是什么呢？就是比较喜欢上经济模型啊，这是大家最大的特点。那我们发现，就用户转换其实有几个核心的点啊，一个是就大大降低成本， 第二个是大大提升效率，第三个呢就是有财富效应。那之前区块链火，其实很多用户转换都来自于财富效应。其实很多人第一次进来都在牛市，因为那是有财富效应，看到旁边那个人都赚了10倍、100倍，是吧？都愿意进来了。但是像 OpenAI 就本质上就是说，它大大提升了一些效率。然后现在很多 AI， 包括这个大陆的很多 AI 的大模型的一些厂商，给自己这个内部下的一些指标，就是说你怎么样能省掉这个大厂的70%的客服，说明你这个 AI 就研发成功了啊，不然呢你这个研发也没法就短时间验证你比 ChatGPT 有多牛逼啊，或者怎么样。对，所以说本质上就是说用户的转换，我们认为是来自于这几点。那为什么这个 AI 就 AI 的机会来的时候，我们又非要强调 Web3 啊 Web3 的一个结合啊，因为我们觉得这个这两者之间有2个共同的特点，一个都数字原生啊，就它都原生对原生，所以它未来结合起来会很方便。像ChatGPT 也叫 token 是吧？这个我们这个Web3 上区块链发的应用也叫 token。那还有就是说它那个是代码即法律啊，所以规则一旦定了，AI 跟区块链融合以后，这些应用都能够很好的跑起来。那这话题呢，最早是2015年的时候，我跟 OpenAI 的创始人 Sam 啊，那个时候呢，他们刚好也来了一次中国，因为倒不是因为 Sam 想来，而是因为那时候有一本书比较火，叫《从零到一》，那本书是彼得蒂尔写的。所以他带着 Sam 一起来了中国，然后大家一起聊了区块链 AI。所以大家看到 Sam 原来的主业不是 AI 是他的副业，主业是区块链，是吧？所以现在还有一个项目比较火，叫 WorldCoin。所以我们认为，就是说，我们给 Web3 的定义就是 AI 加 Blockchain 等于Web3，就是说而不是 AI 加 Web3，因为我们认为就是说，AI 相当于是下一代互联网的重要的生产力。区块链是重要的生产关系，所以它这两者甚至更多的这些新的技术结合起来，构成整个 Web3 的一个世界吧。然后现在香港包括中国大陆还是比较认可这个观点的，所以现在包括昨天9月8号前天工信部主导也做了第一次这个 Web 3.0的一个创业大赛的一个启动，所以。就说我们就说接下来就 Web 2跟 Web 3的一个区别是什么？我的理解是有主要的有一个区别是，就 Web 2是一个木桶理论啊，就是说什么是木桶理论呢？木桶理论就导致了现在的新加坡、现在的迪拜、现在的香港、现在这样的产业体系。为什么呢？因为木桶理论也就是一个团队要能够发展，它必须要把所有的短板都补齐。新加坡、香港、迪拜这样的区域是不符合发展，就说全结构的这种生态的公司的，也就你什么人才都要有啊，你随便一个公司都得几千几万人，这种生态是不符合的。那但 Web 3为什么新加坡、香港、迪拜、中东这种地方都有机会呢？因为 Web 3是一个长板理论，任何一个团队只要做到他自己的长板，它就能够发展起来。就是说，你像很多我们看到区块链上的应用，几个人的项目几亿美金，几十个人的项目几十亿美金，也就人均项目估值都可以估到1亿美金。那就因为它是一个长板理论，整个开源生态给你把其他的短板都补齐了。那这种生态就在全世界，只要相对有人才的地方都能有发展起来。所以现在整个 Web 3都可能，老板运营在新加坡、在香港、在迪拜，然后技术人员可能分布在全世界，对不对？所以说这是它最大的一个区别。那我们也在做跟 Web 3跟 AI 相关的事情，那就是说，包括我们就是说之前一直在做 Apollo 这个算力网络，就为 AI 为元宇宙用 Web 3的方式，这个去把更多的算力集合起来，给这个Web 3的应用 AI 应用啊，这个各种应用提供算力吧。这个不讲了。对，当然还有一个Apollo AI 啊，这之前是目的是做一个 AI 的Web 3的 marketplace， 让更多的 AI 应用可以到这里面去互动、去结合算力、结合应用。对。 这有新加的吗？这是我们提供的这个给 AI 提供的一体机啊，像这种 llama 的模型啊什么的，直接都可以计算。然后包括各种我们之前各种3D 生成这种 AI，也扶持了很多项目去做这些事情，包括3D 生成这个整个数字孪生的这种形象，而且现在这些项目已经为亚运会啊什么都提供服务了，所以我们之前整个生态里面给很多这种 AI 的应用场景和这种元宇宙的应用场景也提供了很多切实可行的一些场景应用。那包括我们11月份马上要发布的这个Layer 2层的一个Apollo 的网络，那目的是给这些 AI 的应用提供更好的这些，比如说像我们金融应用说，一条链上有3件套啊 ，DeFi 3件套，那未来可能 AI 应用也需要3件套，你需要一些大模型的支持，需要算力的支持，所以这些也会在链上更原生的一些去结合起来啊，也欢迎这些 AI 的创业项目一起去玩。然后前年我写了一个这个 Web3 的一个3大定律啊，就是说我们觉得过去工业革命时代其实一个企业发展需要几十年，到互联网时代需要10几年，那到移动互联网时代只需要几年，但到 Web3 时代我们看到一个项目起来可能就我见过最快的项目2天时间变成几亿美金啊。当然，经常看到很多项目是几个月时间变成几亿美金的。那我们认为这本质上有几个大的区别啊，一个是用户的网络效应的区别，就互联网的用户网络效应是用户数的平方成正比，那我们认为 Web3 的网络效应至少是3次方成正比。那第二个呢，互联网其实各个巨头都是一个相对闭源的竞争，Web3 呢相对又开源的，所以它的它的网络效应又是各层网络效应相加之和。那第三个呢，就是说，过去Web2时代，你成了淘宝的第一批用户，你成了拼多多第一批用户，你并不能享受到它的红利。在Web3的话，任何边际用户都能享受到这个网络成长起来红利。比如说你买了 BYC， 你可能有它的代币的空投；你买了 ETH 的这个域名，你可能有这个空投。所以说你会发现很多项目都给了早期用户裸羊毛或者后期给空投的机会。这是过去Web2也没有，这大家都非常专业了。所以我认为Web3未来就是 AI 是这个生产力，区块链生产关系然后 NFT 是交互载体 ，GameFi 是互动形式，然后元宇宙是表现形式，就构成了整个未来的一个那个 Web3的一个整个技术的一个版图。然后这个行业呢，我把它分成了4个阶段。第一个是比特币时代的一个区块链时代。那大家知道比特币为主导的区块链时代是哪个群体最有话语权吗？矿工，华人是吧？为什么呢？因为那时候整个从芯片设计到芯片生产到挖矿，整个产业链都在中国大陆所以那个时候中国所有到现在为止吧，主流的矿机公司都来自于中国大陆，就是这个原因。那第二个时代呢，是以太坊为主导的这个区块链时代。那这时候谁主导了？对，开发者，但是相对华人的开发者偏弱势，是吧？这个欧美的开发者更强势，欧美的机构更强势。因为为什么？因为这个时代前一个时代更偏整个芯片到整个硬件的供应链，第二个时代的话更偏是我们看到的是更偏金融，是吧？更偏流动性、更偏安全性这些需求。那这个时候就是说，其实这些主导权是原来这些跟金融、跟安全、跟流动性有关的这些主体主导的这个主体就能够相对，这些主体更能够相对，比如说你在美国的项目就会比在新加坡的估值更高，在新加坡的肯定比在这个大陆的估值更高，是吧？对，然后第三个时代我们认为是原生 Web3 的时代，原生 Web3 的时代可能更强调应用属性越来越多，比如说我们认为可能整个公链的竞争可能就慢慢会结束，那可能会到 Layer 2的竞争，然后 Layer 2的竞争越来越白热化之后，可能最后就变成应用的竞争，因为底层基础设施越来越完善以后，那应用的竞争的时候，就谁能够更好的迭代就是应用，那它的机会也会越来越多。那我觉得就华人在这块的机会还是比较大的，因为原来做应用就比较强做游戏也好，做类似 TikTok 这种也好， 那后面一个阶段呢，我觉得因为产业 Web3 阶段，就为什么这里要做区分？因为很多产业的人 Web2 的人经常跟 Web3 的人聊，说我怎么结合 Web3，对不对？然后聊着聊着大家不欢而散，因为大家的观点都不一样。Web3 的人觉得结合不了 ，Web2 的人觉得你这 Web3 不给我用，你有啥用是吧？但其实我们发现，就我举一个最简单的，昨天我用 Glove 的时候，把这个阿里配绑定上去了，是吧？但是这个支付宝在最早期大家知道用在哪里了吗？最早期不是用来出租车支付的，是吧？也不是用来线下消费的，最早是在一个叫做新出来的叫淘宝这么一个电商网站上面去做线上支付的，因为那个活这个不赚钱，银行也不愿意干，对不对？所以在新的一个领域去干的这个事情。所以我们认为 Web3 的创新也是一样的，就是说早期肯定还是在原生的一些新的领域创新机会会多一点，后期慢慢的像支付宝到10亿用户，它就能够各行各业结合，跟线下支付结合。那现在也是一样的。我记得2013年杨洋访台，就是宝二爷的老婆采访我，那时候宝二爷还没入行，那个采访我的时候，这个问了我对未来比特币的一些看法。我前几个月有人把这视频挖出来以后，我去看了一遍。我认为大部分的设想都是对的，只有一点是错的。就我在10多年前，10年前吧，我说这个比特币会跟未来越来越多的这种商业的这些支付结合。曾经日本是这么干过，很多地方也这么干过，但你现在发现，其实大部分人不用它来干这个事情。对，我觉得这个还是因为本质上比特币是原生世界的锚，而不是跟现实世界结合的这个锚。那所以 Web3 的这个也是一样的，产业结合也是随着 Web3 的用户越来越多以后，可以更好的一个结合起来。当然就现在大家对香港有些人感兴趣，有些人去了，有些人可能还没去过啊，所以大家如果到香港来发展，也可以跟我们联系，跟数码港联系啊，也欢迎大家来香港发展。好，我就讲这些啊，这是我的推特，欢迎大家关注啊，谢谢。
Thank you, Ms. Jack Kong, for the insightful opening remarks. Next, let's look at a video about CES, the gold sponsors of this hackathon.
私は CEEX テクノロジーの社長で田中と申します。このイベントへの招待と Web3 の領域で多くの若い方々が知識を生かし知恵を提供しようとしている姿を見ることができて非常に嬉しく思っています。 Web3 と AI は注目されている概念ですが、現実の問題を解決するアプリケーションレベルのプロジェクトはまだ数が少ないです。私は若い方々が想像力を発揮し技術を用いて現実の課題に取り組み価値のあるサービスを多くのユーザーに提供してくれることを期待しています。 CEEX は金融テクノロジーグループで CEEX デジタル取引プラットフォームが中心のサービスです。今回のイベントでは CEEX プラットフォームとコミュニティ内で広報を行いますし、チームとプロジェクトが成果を得るお手伝いをします。プロジェクト自体に金融モデルや報酬トークンがある場合、私たちは完全無料の取引マッチングサービスを提供し、若いチームをより多くサポートします。
Well, next up, we have our keynote speech. Let's put our hand together to welcome Mr. Black Hu, Executive Investor of CEEX, will share his thought on the way ahead of WAIGC. Welcome.
很高兴啊，跟那个新加坡的朋友们一起相聚在这里。然后叫我 Blade 就好了，我是这个 CEX 的执行投资人。然后我就直接往下。好。同时呢，我也是香港区块链投资云研院的执行院长也是那个邦盟汇聚集团一个香港的老牌投行的上海的合伙人。然后呢， 现在主要还是说投资孵化这一块呢会做的比较多，尤其是呢我们可能更在意的还是在 Web3和 AI 的结合领域去布局啊，其实跟孔总结合点其实是很像的啊。我们在这个领域里头投资和孵化的很多项目，所以我们组建的这个 WIGC 联盟也是在这个方向啊，会给大家去简单说一下。那么 CEX Lab 呢，我们更多还是在这些方面去更多的能够给大家提供支持啊，包括国际化的资源啊，这个项目深度孵化，还有链接传统资本啊，尤其是我们觉得在下一波大趋势里面啊，如何链接传统金融啊，如何跟老钱更好的去结合啊，是一个很重要的一个点。那么资本市场的深度配合啊，还有顶尖专家的这个结合，这个具体的有时候可以跟大家再细聊啊，今天时间有限，就不具体细讲。那么我们主要是跟大家分享一下我们对整个未来下一波的大趋势啊，包括AI 和 Web3的结合的一些自己的看法。那么我们看到过去8个月之后呢，整个 AI 的发展极其迅猛啊。我们看到这张图应该是来自于陆奇博士的这个奇迹论坛啊，他讲的演讲啊，这张图在全球非常有名。那我们看到从2021年开始，全球的大模型开始爆炸性增长啊，尤其是呢在算力领域啊，我们说从2020年开始，1000亿参数开始成为大型的转折点。那么算力指数的增长啊，远远打破了之前的所谓的摩尔定律啊，已经成为指数级别的在 AI 算力增长啊。摩尔定律更多的还是在这个 CPU 的算力上去增长，但是现在显卡算力啊，也就是说 AI 算力增长速度非常非常快。那么我们看到新一代的 AI 巨头啊，这个在无论是老牌的互联网啊，还是新崛起的互联网，包括美国的 Hugging Face 啊，包括大家看到 OpenAI 等等，还有今天全球的各大互联网巨头啊，在这个领域里头已经成长得非常快啊，这里边基本上没有低于10亿美元估值的这个巨头啊。但是我们也同时看到，今天在全球范围之内啊 ，AI 的发展其实会引起巨大的抵制啊。我们看到垄断型的 AI 啊，技术垄断型的 AI 是对人类来讲发展未必是有好处的啊。我们可以看到很多地方都会发生这种事情。那么我们说很多的国外的欧美的很多的这种科幻的思想家，很早之前都预言过人类会走向赛博朋克。那什么是赛博朋克呢？其实我们看到在很多的影视作品里面这个包括游戏作品里面，其实就是技术垄断资本垄断了技术之后，带来了这种能够给人类带来的生活，未必会让我们人类生活得更美好。那这个是我们看到的，有可能会成为这种巨头型的公司会出现这种保护伞的公司尤兰尼这种公司这种情况。那么基于此呢，我们看到 Web3 和 AI 的结合我们称之为叫 WAIGC Web3 和 AI 的结合，我们认为会有机会在4个领域会有重大的突破包括可交换的算法模型包括去中心化的算力网络还有分布式的这个数据热存储包括这个在这中间围绕的整个的 token 经济所以这块是我们现在看下来是重点布局的地方。所以我们目前呢组建的 WIGC 联盟呢，是我们投的几家企业。我们在这个领域的布局呢，就是系统化的、生态化的布局我们也希望今天能够跟更多的AI 的创业者去沟通、去交流我们也希望我们能够提供更好的投资和这个孵化的一些支持。那么我下面稍微介绍一下EMC 呢是我们投资的比较在意的一个大型的去中心化的算力网络大家可以理解成它其实是遍布全球的一个大的矿工网络。但是呢，我们更在意的是AI 的算力挖矿，而 AI 的算力挖矿呢，在以前我们一提到挖矿的时候呢，我们所有的这种算力其实都是空耗掉的都是空耗掉的，就是它其实对我们人类其实并没有产生什么巨大的作用目前来说，我们说通过能源来浪费这些算力给人类带来好处的话，在咱们行业里头只认可 BTC， 对吧？我们认为 BTC 浪费是有道理的，对吧？谁说它不浪费没道理，我们都不认可，对吧？但是呢，所有的其他的我们未必都认可，对吧？我现在在座的大家手里头都有比特币，但未必有莱特币，对吧？所以说在这种情况下呢，我们认为去中心化的算力网络呢，就既要在挖矿的同时在保证 POW 的同时还要让这些算力能够为其他 AI 企业使用所以说今天如果有做 AI 的任何的开发者AI 的这个的公司AI 的项目做大模型的每一个同学都一定需要使用算力一定需要使用今天所谓的 GPU 算力，那其实都可以找我我们这个 EMC 的这个网络体系是能给大家提供很 相对来讲啊要量很好的啊，价格也很便宜的算力的啊，这块呢是能够给大家提供正卖不幸的啊，我觉得这个是一个比较有价值的地方。那么 lnnovation 呢是总部在日本东京的啊，这是我们的一个很好的一个这个投资的伙伴。那他们在东京呢，他们是File 的东京的最大的节点啊，所以说他们在基础的这种IDC 机房的建设上是非常强大的啊，所以他们同时在这种超算中心的建设上也是非常强大的，所以这是我们所谓的算力基础。那么 CEX 呢是我们投资的几个比较重要的一个交易所啊，当然它的交易所业务是相对来讲比较传统的。那这块呢，我们在 WIGC 的布局里面，我们更看重的是传统交易所在 AI 算力的金融衍生品上的未来发展啊，因为我们认为AI 算力是极有可能成为未来数字世界第一个大宗商品交易的能够实现远期结算、期货结算的一个非常好的一个商品。以往的我们说大宗商品交易往往我们看到的都是一些实业包括农产品但是实际在数字世界里头，我们也看到我们试图想要营造出一种数字世界的商品数字世界的商品，我们比如说我们以前我们很努力的去做了比如说 NFT 对吧？我们包括给它赋予了艺术性也好、稀缺性也好包括现在还要在其他的方面，比如说 RWA 等等方面但是实际上我们会发现，在数字世界里头，想要实现一个真正有价值的商品，这个事情是很难的。那我们现在看下来 ，AI 算力其实是有机会成为真正有刚需，并且有机会成为数字世界的大宗商品的所以这块我们看一下比较重要。所以 CEX 联合 EMC 呢，在去年 Web-X 在东京大会上，我们发布了这个AI 算力的指数AI 算力指数这块呢，马上就会在 CEX 上上线。这个 AI 算力指数呢，全球指数呢，会给大家看到在整个显卡算力的这种价格的在全球上的影响所以这块对大家在 AI 算力的指导上会有价值。然后我们还投资一个应用型的这个AI 的应用方就 SOAS 这个他们做的也很好玩，他们同样的做画画，我们说今天用 AI 画画，大家可能见的比较多但是他们家就是完全是用这个数字货币来画画的支持60多种数字货币60多种你就反正用各种各样的很多山寨币你这币也干不了别的用过来画画所以他们跟很多的项目方关系都建立了这样的关系就比较有价值同样在算力上面我们给予很大的支持这是这个基本上他们这个模型效果来讲也跟 Midjourney 其实差不太多其实 Midjourney 并没有大家想象的那么难其实是都是可以训练出来的就是token支付这块这块呢其实我不知道能不能播得出来因为刚才孔总没有播出来这块大家其实看到也可能看到很多播不出来吗？算了，这个我看到这个连那个下面那个按钮都没有那些视频可能播放不出来，没关系。那么他们在 AI 训练的模型里面呢，会直接用到这个主播的这种实时的这种虚拟形象其实这个大家看到这个左边这个视频的时候，大家可以看到是杨幂在直播其实不是杨幂其实是 AI 做的这个虚拟形象。我们只是用杨幂来给大家举个例子其实呢换成任何一张很漂亮的女孩子这个AI 一旦落实到实际应用端其实挺土的就是 AI 我们看今天大语言模型也好今天看到这个Stable Diffusion 也好我们看到这些东西，实际上应用到实际应用端它其实就是想要直接变现的时候，其实方向很小的。我们目前这家公司它在给电商服务它起到的作用呢，我不知道新加坡这边有没有人在做但这块领域其实挺好玩的，就是你们知道主播这个做直播的主播，越漂亮的姑娘其实越贵的，对吧？因为它可变现的通道比较多，对吧？他说直播它稳定性也很差，所以他们现在国内呢往往是什么？就是一个姑娘可能容貌上没有那么好看没有那么好看她直播能力很强，然后呢再用 AI 去给她把她整个形象全部换掉这个对它的稳定性对主播的这个成本节省会有很有大的价值右面也是这个一样的，做大量的虚拟短视频这个因为这视频播不出来，我就不给大家放了你看这个视频底下缺个按钮对 所以我们更看重的是在这个基础大模型里面我们看到的是说，从 AI 的算力搭建到这个去中心化算力网络到这个AI 算力的 RWA 交易整个这个体系上，我们看到能有机会和百万级的 AI 开发者进行联系我们能够给大量的 AI 开发者提供一系列的支持进而呢，我们看重的是上万亿级别的 AI 算力市场这块呢，我觉得是有机会将大量的正外部性导进咱们整个 Web3的这个圈层里面的，也能够去打破所谓的我刚才说的所谓的这种资本垄断 AI 技术的这种情况能够让更大程度的这种去中心化的分布式的能够在分配领域能够给所有的开发者所有的使用者带来全新的一些价值。对，那我们CX Lab 呢，包括整个投资孵化这块呢，还是陆续的在跟大家更多的深入的聊凡是有志于在Web3和 AI 领域去发展的朋友们，都可以跟我们更多的去联系对，这是我们在那个日本 Web3 大会上的时候，我们更多的做一些发布的一些东西。哎，这个怎么反应这么差？对，这个呢是要跟大家最后打一个小的广告。我们大概在明年5月18号518在澳洲布里斯班这个是澳洲政府支持的国民级的一个Web3的大会跟今天新加坡的同2049差不多因为我的很多师兄弟在澳洲然后我们在整个 Web3领域里头布局在澳洲布里斯班那边会开非常规模大的一个国民级的一个 Web3的会就澳洲也对 Web3是非常支持，所以我们也看到今天在全球特别经济低迷的情况下我们看到无论是新加坡、香港日本东京这个澳洲包括我们看到包括美国欧洲等等对 Web3产业实际上现在是大力支持并且是新经济的一个动力引擎我们可以说 Web3和 AI 是两大新经济的动力引擎，但是很明显 AI 它的资本垄断性和集中性更强，就跟老百姓关系不大跟老百姓关系不大。但是 Web3 我们明显看到它是更平民化的生产关系的技术跟我们普通人关系非常非常重所以我们看到在全球范围之内当然除了中国之外这个都很好但是这个月呢，上海区块链周万象区块链周我们可以在上海聊聊技术聊技术对，我就不累的大家可以加我这个 WhatsApp， 我们可以更多的去交流然后后面有机会能够大家互相多学习谢谢大家。
We appreciate Ms. Black's inspirational keynotes about the future of WAIGC. We will now begin our first discussion session, a panel exploring security in Web3 economy. Please invite our speakers on stage. Welcome. Okay, let's welcome.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Have you start now? Yeah. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Laura, partner of Coin Time. Yeah, and it's really my honor to be the guest host of this panel, Security in Web3 Economy. First of all, let's welcome our distinguished guests to give us a brief introduction about themselves. Welcome.
Thank you. Should I start? Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Wang Hao. I currently represent stocks, but I co-founded a company just in the last 1 year called MetaBank. I've been into the blockchain and Web3 in the last 3.5 years. Previously, I've done 1.5 decades in the traditional finance, so from investment banking to trading to hedge funds in Tokyo and Singapore. What I'm basically makes me feel passionate is about to make billions of users for blockchains. Currently, we have less than 5 million, I think less than 5 to 10 million of active users in this space. So no matter whether I do MetaBank stocks, is actually trying to push at least 20% of global population to use this technology. Thank you.
Hello all, my name is TY and currently representing the Mail Trust as a commercial director. So I have been joining the Web3 industry since 2016 as an investor, and I have been keep investing as an angel investor and also represent the fund called Outliers in the past like 7 years. So one of our vision is actually try to push the a blockchain into a real world use case, and also we currently think that the security is actually a very necessary projects in the Web3 industry, and also this one can be going a very big industry in the future. So yeah, so very happy to join the panel discussion here, and welcome everyone, and also if you have any question, please feel free to speak as well.
Hey everyone, my name is Stan, and I'm from GoPlus Security. I joined this industry since 2017 as a small investor. Yeah, but like only trade for himself, of course. And then become more and more like a passionate, about Web3 in this industry. So I finally joined since last bull run, and now here I am. Okay, so GoPlus Security is a frontier user security infrastructure and network. Why I'm saying this because there's many security companies and teams projects in Web3, but there's a lack of user security infrastructure. So we really focus on user security, and we provide like risk detections on like token and NFT, and also provide users from getting scammed. So and now recently our API calls every day has reached like 20 million. So yeah, that's a big progress, and also we can see there's a huge demand on user security in this industry. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Jasper, and I'm a security researcher at Billion, a smart contract security company. We do crypto asset tracing, smart contract auditing, as well as public chain security. And my field is specialized in, for example, like zero knowledge security, as well as public chain, for example, MoveVM security, and also do smart contract auditing at the same time.
Okay, thank you. First, let's discuss a very interesting problem. Cryptography is an important part of the blockchain. Cryptography ensures the security of public and private keys. But the blockchain industry, on-chain, Web3 applications, DApp applications are full of various security problems. And please talk about the reasons for this phenomenon, every guest. How about from you?
Sure. I think one of the top things people usually when they come to blockchain or crypto is there are a lot of hacks and there are a lot of scams. And I generally separate the risk, particularly on the security risk, into two parts. Number one is the architecture and technology risk. The second is operation risk. So operation risk can be just like, for example, anything can happen to our daily stuff. We forget our password and then roll it down somewhere, and this can be captured by someone else, and for abuse of those security information. So this is actually everyday stuff. This doesn't have to do with the blockchain. But the first one, technology, architecture, this is something, I'm not an expert, but I do feel there's a lot of things can be done, and we still need probably a lot more infrastructure investment. What I mean by that, just look at how much you would take to hack a protocol. We're talking about from the top Bitcoins, Ethereum. People think this is unhackable. It's not. It is hackable. Just how much money you're willing to put it. Are we putting billions of dollars or tens of billions of dollars? If you want to do that, you can do it. It just takes a certain amount of money. But when it comes to beyond the top 10, it probably takes millions of dollars to easily hack one or two protocols. And this can be you're bribing someone to using some really, I would say, hardcore developers to help you to hack into certain informations. Just watch the movie 孤注一掷 about what actually has been actually doing. You're really seeing if there's a big money on this table to be a stake, there are people actually chasing for it. Currently, we haven't had. It's just because there's not enough money. Overall, we are facing $1 trillion for market cap for the whole crypto market, and Bitcoin, Ethereum accounts for 60%. The rest is actually just small coins, right? So how much money is put on the table, and that will commensurate with the level of securities to be actually provided. And I think that technical infrastructure is built through this journey. That's my thought.
How about TY?
Okay. I think one of the key things for the blockchain technology, theoretically, because it's technology actually built by based on the cryptography. But I think this still have a lot of problem. One of the key issues is actually humans. Just like a non-clear ring energies. So from the science point of view, the non-clear is actually quite safe. But because of this, in the entire operation process, there's a lot of human beings actually involving in the entire process. So that's why they actually make the non-clear ring energy is not, I mean, a little bit unsafe right now. Just like a blockchain technology, a lot of the smart contract is actually developed by the developers. But right now, I think most of the developer in the Web3 area is not familiar with the smart contract programming language, or maybe they are not used to it as well. So a lot of people, they even don't have a long-term mindset. They just want to developing the smart contract, develop a project, and grab the money and go. So that's why they don't really care about how they develop the entire smart contract codes. So it makes a lot of problem into the code itself. So that's why a lot of smart contract company like the Belson itself, like Certic, the auditor, the main purpose for the auditor is actually not to test the code. It's actually try to find out the logic errors involving the smart contract developments. And it's actually become a big problem and a big issue for the hacker to attack using these kind of vulnerabilities. So I think one of the key things is actually the human, and the human make a logic errors, and it makes the smart contract is unsafe right now.
Okay, yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, blockchain technology deploys the advanced cryptography for securing data, but still, like, security issues persist. I think due to those factors like for example, like human error, poor smart contract design, and vulnerabilities in softwares, right? So the technology is secure, but it can be misused and poorly implemented. So also I think like you said, like Web3 is very close to money. So I think many people have gone to the dark side. So instead of building for Web3, but become attackers and scammers. So that's why we could see like so many scams in Web3. I think we are lack of user awareness, right? Security awareness and infrastructures, and yeah, I think that's why we have to build this together, because it's everyone's security. So we need benchmarks, standards in this industry. Also, we need implementing the education. I think that's the key point. Yeah.
I'll try to make it short, but yeah. So as a researcher in like ZK cryptography, I can assure that like nothing is unbreakable. For attackers, there's always a way to break your protocol. While the underlying cryptography principles are relatively robust in blockchains, but the misconception is blockchain is secure just based on that. But the truth is, the DeFi protocols are very complex. And when the protocols become very complex, there will be bugs introduced. And at the same time, like even with the best intentions, developers can make mistakes during implementation. Like later on to say that some developers are malicious, they try to like rug pull money and put backdoors in that smart contract. And that's why blockchains are not secure. And especially the part that facing the customers, they are the Web 2 part. So I was a Web 2 penetration tester before. And if there's a bug in the Web 2 application, then your assets can also be compromised.
Okay, thank you. And as we know, every public chain is a dark forest. And what are the security rules in the dark forest? Can you say something about it?
I like the word dark forest because it's really actually a well game. For example, whoever actually wants to join the dark forest is actually a winner takes all. If you are strong enough, just find whatever you can. And if you capture a lot of treasure, you'll be the next target for sure. This is actually, if you read any kind of scientific movies, etc., stories, novels, that's actually the result. That's actually one of the things actually prevent blockchain from mass adoptions. For example, if you ask a major institution, talking about financial institution like, for example, DBS or JP Morgan, HSBC to join to a game, it doesn't have to be a dark forest, to a game, and a soccer game, and you tell them there's no rules, there's no referees, and you just play. If you can hit the ball, and you get it, it doesn't matter what measure you take. Just guess, are those professional players going to join the game? Of course, no. They will get injuries. They'll get essentially, I would say, no medals or even punishments if someone play false, right? So this is the thing. I think the regulation is not just about the rules. It's a regulation about punishments, everything. People have to play with a certain level of, I think, understanding. When they get on the stage, this is a professional level, or this is just an amateur. People play friendly soccer, etc. I'm pretty optimistic. In the last 2 years, you see a lot of milestone achievements on this. Number one, the most recently is what Europe has launched this MICA, monetary in crypto assets. That's been discussed for over 4.5 years. Essentially, they set a stone for people to actually play with a certain level of certainty and accountability. So all the big institutions I've talked to, from lawyers, they have been running insurance brokers for 300 years. They've never touched about this new technology. They decided to do something. A few other banks, like those in Luxembourg and Brazil, I mean French banks, etc. In Asia, you got Hong Kong, right? I mean, Hong Kong is digital assets, but it's mostly actually a framework for people to access this part. It's still small. Singapore got quite a bit of views. I've just talked to the CFO, the Chief FinTech Officer, Subnandu, last Wednesday. There's going to be a lot of things interesting going to be launched. But broadly, we know Singapore is not for speculative moves. So tokenization of real-world assets, that's number one. Secondly, you're looking at something like layer zero to connect within different financial institutions or even central banks and transfer assets together with technology. And thirdly is a stable coin, potentially CBDC. That's actually the most challenging part. So having said that, the rule needs to be set for the big player, trillions of dollars and billions of users to jump in. Otherwise, I think it's just still dark forest only for the most bravest players. Yeah.
So I think I quite like the blockchain dark forest, this kind of the concept, and also I want to echo the Wang Hao's opinions as well. So basically, I mean, how to survive in this kind of the dark forest? Essentially, you definitely need to have like a DIY or do your own research attitudes. One of the key things for because blockchain they have a lot of a lot of the people they are trading the different types of money and using the token, this kind of financial incentive to attract the people to use. But when you trade this token, or maybe when you play this kind of protocol, I think most of people they didn't do their own research and they didn't really investigate what kind of the protocol is this. So they just heard about this token or this protocol is going to raise their token price and then jump in. So it has actually make a lot of the very critical and also horrible things during the based on this kind of behaviors. And a lot of the phishing attack is actually using your this kind of the weakness and to attract you to fish your money from the wallets. So we, as a security company, we really encourage people and do your own research when you play around this kind of blockchain protocols, and then do aware this kind of the issue, and then I think the money can be much more safer than before.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and you have already made a lot of my points. So yeah, just keep it like simple, like I say, for user perspective, I think like keep doubting, like you don't trust, you just like keep doubting and verify, right? And then like do your own research and be educated. Like it seems like a lot of things like very complicated, right? But like you better just figure out why and what's the reason behind, right? And then of course like keep private key like safety, like secure, and always double check before any interaction, right? You already made that point. I mean like but I just 1 second here, and it's very important. For example, like we've seen a lot of users trading a fake token. Because the token taker, right? It looks totally the same, but it's a different like contract address, or it's also happened a lot on the NFT side. Because NFT looks the same, they just simply like copy and paste, and you thought you bought this NFT, but it's actually a fake one. So always double check, double confirm. Yeah.
So on the premises of the dark forest concept in crypto world, I will bring up 2 principles. So the first one is code is law. So basically what's written in the smart contract on the blockchain, it will be executed autonomously, so without any interference. And if your money got lost, it's going to be irreversible. So there's no way to reverse a crypto transaction on the blockchain unless, like for example, the law enforcement will get a hold of the identity of the hacker. So therefore, in this Wild West, code is law, and that's why the second principle is trust but verify. So if you want to invest in a protocol, always verify the source code of the smart contract as well as all the dependencies. So besides that, you have to also verify like who the founders are, like if they're actually making up the identity, or like if you are offered some like for example airdrops or some rewards, always verify the URLs and verify if it's from the official channel.
Okay. Just now Stan refers to if you want to make some investment, please make sure you should double check. Yes. So I want to discuss this question for further because blockchain industry has a clear understanding that when you are not greedy, scammers can't cheat you, and security problems frequently occur in fake airdrop phishing websites, fake tokens, fake liquidity, etc. So how to identify and how to prevent and how to look at this kind of phenomenon? Can you give us some advice?
Okay, so I think one of the key things is that just like the researchers say that the code is low. Because you can see that in the past like few years, a lot of protocol they involving the big issue or maybe the big money loss essentially comes from the centralized authorities. So basically, a lot of the blockchain protocol they pretend they are decentralized, but they are not. So the essentially can be found via the smart contract flow. So basically, if you are going to play those kind of DeFi protocol or different kind of protocol, do use some tool provided like GoPros. You can check this kind of smart contract they have any other critical potential issue or not. And then when you interact with this kind of the protocols, do using some tool can raising some awareness like Stero, STELO. It's actually a very good tool for you to use when you interact with the different types of protocol. They will show the awareness to inform you whether they got any critical issue or not. So I think these kind of things can be prevented by using the different types of tool and also do your own research and do really trust the smart contract as well.
I have something to add. So it's really about OSINT, so open source intelligence. And there are two parts of OSINT. One is off-chain and one is on-chain part. For the off-chain part, if you want to verify if the token is fake or not, go to their social channels and like have an analysis on the social sentiment. So if, for example, if they have a lot of followers, if they have a lot of active like participants in the community, then there's a good chance that the project might be legitimate. However, those can also be faked even with the advent of OpenAI. They can use AI to do all those kind of stuff, use bots to pretend that it's a really popular project. So there comes the on-chain part analysis. You can use tools such as like Doom.xyz or Doom.com right now to analyze the blockchain activities. So if the token is traded regularly, if there's like any abnormal activity such as like pump and dump, and with that combined information, you can have a good picture of whether the project is legitimate or not.
Okay, so in addition to the barbaric laws in the dark forest, the largest security incidents mostly revolve around contract security and social attacks for practitioners. So how to fill these two huge vulnerability parts? What should we mention?
Well, yeah, let me go for this. Yeah, I think contract security can be, improved by, for example, like rigorous testing and like code reviews and auditing by security experts like you. And it's also important to stay updated on the latest best practices, right? And also for the social attacks, I think it's crucial to educate users about phishing and other common scams, and as well like implement robust authentication systems. Yes.
Yeah. So for the audit part, it's actually recommended to go through multiple audits. So with the smart contract protocols very complex nowadays, it's really common for auditors, even like the top experts, to miss vulnerabilities in your code. And that's why to go through multiple rounds of audit and even have communities participating in that. So for example, platforms like Immunify or Code for Arena is that you upload your smart contract there and have a bunch of hackers looking at your code. And that's actually better than just one person or a group of people looking at your code. Another thing is even with your protocols, like your smart contract code, everything's secure, you still have to be very vigilant. So there's no such thing as like invincibility in the world of blockchain. And human is always the weakest part of this system. And always educate your employees to be very vigilant about literally anything. So like basic cybersecurity awareness is very important too.
I just probably want to add one more advice. I mean, to have all the technology gurus here, it sounds to me a little bit challenging to try every single tools, and I don't even know whether I get success results or actually failure. I advise everybody to watch that movie, No More Bets. Seriously, this is actually not much difference. No More Bets actually been really looking at a lot of things that It comes to very basic stuff. Why people actually can lose money due to scams, whether it's token, whether it's not. It's you're greedy. And then that's human nature. We can't remove that because people want to make money out of. And they associate with that. It's actually testing the inner psychology weakness part of human. And it's not easy to actually stop it because unless we become robots. But to get a basic, I would say, awareness that you potentially could be phished or scammed or into something that you may not be aware of. This is something I think for normal people, I do advise, and that actually gives you a very better, I would say, understanding what's going on with the cybersecurity here. And just one more thing, I read a book this morning called The Big Crash in 1929. So that's roughly about 94 years ago. The US stock market actually crashed. If you look at that market then, it's no more different than what we have crypto right now. Speculative everywhere. You can just using what you now using DeFi to leverage and leverage 2 or 3 times and borrowing money without telling the other person, cross chains. That's actually exactly what happened then. And that crashed 90%, 94% over probably 4 years. So is that something that we can learn from then? The one thing stays common is rather than technology, is human nature. So that's something that I think history probably offers a better just than pure technology, because technology can keep evolving and we will not be the best person to catch up with the latest. Thank you.
Yes, as we just discussed, there is no absolute security system in the world, so only the continuous improvement of the security level and the security events for the Web3 code and the legal world is too important. So in the aspect of the industry's awareness and implementation of security, what represents the maturity of the whole industry? So?
I think it's pretty immature. I'd probably say 1 to 100 is 10%. The reason is, let me give you a perspective in terms of how I look at the bigger trillions of dollar system, how run. So in terms of security levels, how much capital and cost you want to put into it, the top level is national security. That's actually built by the defense systems, and actually the top. Of course, the biggest spender on this is US and China. US is probably double or triple the size of China, Russia, and a few other countries below. So that's kind of the top security. The second is all the financial institutions, from JP Morgan to HSBC, Citibank, etc. They spend billions of dollars built on this. Tell me which protocol actually spend billions of dollars on security. And the third level is probably those consumer related. Can be Amazon's, Alibaba, etc. They spend probably hundreds of millions to $1 billion close on security related systems. And they're trying to protect their customer information, credit cards, linkage with the banks, etc. It only comes to that critical level. So when you think about the resources to be spent on, we are not there at all. And most of the websites, if you build a website yourself, you can do it probably easy using Wix or whatever, WordExpress, just posting your blogs. You don't want to spend anything on security. They have a very basic module, firewall, etc. on the cloud. That's probably on the tens of $100. So that's kind of the security levels we're at for most of the protocols, I have to say. So would you put billions of dollars on it? No. You would put millions of dollars on it? Probably no. So that's kind of the maturity, how I gauge in terms of the, I mean, just thinking about it in the monetary forms, it's pretty mature.
I have to add on something. So even for finance industry, they spend billions of dollars on security, but banks can still be hacked. Yes. In 2016, Bangladesh bank was hacked by Lazarus Group. Yes. And of course, if there's no crypto, then banks will be the next target, because people always need money and they need a way to get it. And for smart contract, actually, from the invention of smart contract in 2016, there have been smart contracts running for years without any incidents. So with that immutability, it actually adds an extra layer for security. However, for the industry to be completely mature, I think there need to be 2 things to be done. First, like to establish a clear security standards, like how many audits have to go through, and what's the code standards for the entire structure. For example, the modularity, the conciseness of the code. Another thing is to have insurance system. So in finance industry, if the bank got hacked or if your credit card got stolen somehow, you can get compensated. But in the crypto world, there's really a lack of insurance players here, and it's really if the insurance players like come in, join the game, then I think the security standard will be like upgraded automatically because there's money here and people need to protect it, and I think that's the sign of the industry becoming mature in the future.
Yeah, I agree. And I want to add one point here, because we all know there's no absolute security. So I mean, things since we keep building, developing technology, or like implementing education, or like building the awareness. This is also for one goal, because this is going to increase the barrier of the scams, right, and their cost. So I guess so I believe one day if the cost is high enough, and it's always the potential gain of the scam activities, then one day we'll probably see the like rapid reduction on the scams.
So from my side, I want to add extra two things. One is that probably the crypto native people doesn't want to hear about. It's actually the regulation. Because I think for the people who working in the financial industry in the past 10 years, thousands years, they know that why the financial industry is safe right now in certain level is actually because of the government involvement. So government actually set the different type of regulation and also the compliance requirement for the financial institution to follow as well, and to protect their users' asset, and also to provide those kind of financial stabilities. So I think that actually represent one of the key maturity for blockchain areas. Right now, a lot of the government they start to regulate these kind of things, and they start to set up the different types of maybe the license to the crypto or maybe blockchain industry to follow as well. So I think this is actually comes with the maturity as well. So basically, I mean. Compliance and regulation is actually represent the very good maturity of the industry in the futures. And the last thing is actually the long-term mindset. Just like Wang Hao said that a lot of people, when they developing the different types of protocol, they don't want to put the investment in the security parts. And it becomes a problem. Also, I understand that security is not the sexy things. So a lot of people, they don't care. But but it's actually very important for the people, or maybe for the project side, to developing the different types of project with a long-term mindset. When you have a long-term mindset, if you want to run this protocol for like 5 years, 10 years, or maybe like 20 years, then you will start to care about security, and also put the different types of huge amount investment into our security parts.
Okay. For the last question is, please give a piece of practical security advice for users in the Web3 industry. Maybe one sentence or one practical security advice.
I think awareness and education, and be cautious, and if there's something that's too good to be true, so it's probably a scam.
Yeah, high return always is it's always a scam, just like the last year, the Terra Luna things. So basically, I mean, you need to do your own research. The DYD or attitude is very, very important. And also try to investigate and look at around what is that protocol about, and before any types of investment. And also don't touch or maybe click anything you don't know. And it actually can prevent a lot of the security breach in the future for you guys.
One advice I would give is to always keep updated with information. So for example, during the FTX incident, like 2 days before FTX actually collapsed, there were rumors on Twitter, and if for like any really enthusiastic users, they would know beforehand, as well as like for example, if there's like a regular like form of scam going on, then there will be traces online or different communities, and it's highly unlikely that you're going to be the first target. So always be informed, always keep learning the latest information, and you can protect yourself from most of the attacks, I think.
Okay.
Just sorry. One simple advice, I think, there are a lot of things you can do, but one simple advice, watch that movie, No More Bets. But more importantly, if you haven't done any bets yourself, whether playing pokers with your friends or mahjons, etc., online, offline, try a little bit and don't put too much money. Put a little bit and think how you can make money and why you can make triple, 3 times, or sometimes maybe 10 times, and who is going to offer that profit to you. If you think that deep through, it's like trading stock markets or something else that I always know where my counterparty is. I've been trading for 15 years, so I know if I make money, there's a potential someone going to lose a lot. And can they pay me that or not? Lehman Brothers is the same thing. You make a lot of money on the other side of Lehman Brothers, but they bankrupted. Would you get your money back? Maybe not. So that's something that always think when you walk into a table to play, whether it's crypto, whether it's just a poker game, if you're going to win, who is going to lose? Yeah.
Okay, that's all for our panel. Thank Wang Hao, thank TY and Stan and Jasper's went for sharing. And by the way, Timestamp Summit, which is hosted by CoinTime and co-hosted by Sino Hope, ABCD Capital, and Chain Up, will be held in Fullerton Hotel tomorrow. I sincerely invite all of you to come and join us. And if you need any invitation, please contact me. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, we welcome every wonderful guest to have a seat here and enjoy this time to listen to the wonderful discussion later. And now let's send our first panel for the thoughtful discussion on Web3 economy security. Up next, we have our second panel session, with speakers joining us to explore the topic, how would AI and Web3 coverage? Let's welcome.
So can we have Michael from OP Crypto? Okay. Okay. Zixi and Dennis from Mind Network, and Alex from Alibaba Cloud, and Bruce from Big Ventures. Awesome, cool. So hi everyone. This is our last panel this morning before lunch. So maybe we'll have a quick introduction of each of our speakers. So we start with Zixi.
我可以用中文吗？我觉得中文讲起来可能更快捷一点啊。
大家觉得用中文还是用英文？Mix 好。
对，因为我觉得可能用中文讲起来更快捷一点啊。对，对，大家好，我是子熙，然后我是代替上面的这个 Michael 先来参加 panel 的。我来自经纬，然后是经纬这边负责投区块链的，对，然后这边这个活动也是常来，这个位置也做了很多次了。然后我们主要还是onboarding more Web2 developer user money to Web3， 对，然后我们即使其实在熊市吧，然后其实我们今年也是出手几个项目，然后每个项目其实投的也是挺多。近期我们的一个重点其实就是在 AI 跟 crypto 的 crossover， 对，然后后面再接着分享。
好，谢谢子熙。
Hi everyone, I am Dennis from My Network. And My Network, we actually are working on data protection and privacy protection. We are a zero trust data lake. And I am the Chief Security Officer of My Network. I actually, before joining Web3, I was a security researcher. Then currently I'm working on, for example, privacy computing in Mind Network. Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm Alex from Alibaba Cloud. I'm a lead Web3 solution architect in Alibaba Cloud Singapore team. So as you know, Alibaba Cloud is the third biggest public cloud provider around the world, and we provide a stable, high performance cloud infrastructure for the Web3 industry as well as for the AI technology.
Hi everyone, I'm Bruce. I'm from Beam Ventures, and I used to be entrepreneurs in SaaS and data industry, and after that I worked for the top tiers VC in China, that is the Zhenfang and Gaorong Capital. And after that, I go to the Beam Venture to be the venture partner. And Beam Venture is the research-driven VC that we founded in late 2021. And we have probably about 50 portfolios, including Soft Protocol and Pentronics and Chanel. And in this year, we are starting our fourth investment. We had already invested in three VC, and happy to meet you in here.
Okay, so without further ado, so our first question is, how have AI and Web3 technologies promoted and influenced each other over the past few years? Do you see complementary relationships between the two, or do you see more independent involvement of the two technologies? So maybe we start with Bruce from that side.
Yeah, in my opinion, Web3 and AI is like a close friend. They enhance each other. In my observation, the AI can provide some personal recommendation for the Web3 platform, and also the Web3 can provide some security things and give some privacy to the AI, and this is my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. So how about Alex?
Okay. So I partly agree with Bruce. The AI and the Web3 technology can enhance each other, but from my opinion, from an infrastructure provider opinion, they also development independently on some extent. Take Alibaba Cloud as an example. In past few years, we developed a lot of technology in AI, especially the large language model and the AI GC. Recently, we released some models on this and some applications on the AI GC. And for the Web3, we focus on the underlayer technology part, the blockchain technology. One of our departments in Alibaba Group is our Ant Group. So Ant Group develops the blockchain technology and implements the blockchain technology in different areas, especially the traditional area, but also on chain. Also invest a lot in the Web3 technology, Web3 in the area. So take one example of the application. So blockchain can be used in some traditional industry like the supply chain management. Use the blockchain technology to trace the food, makes the supply chain transparent, and makes the food quality can be traceable. But in the Web3 area, so Alibaba Cloud, we formed a dedicated group. I'm a part of that group, and we worked with a lot of companies in Web3 and came out some joint solutions like for example, we have some smart contract audit services, and we have some private key management services, and provide all of these services to our customers. So that's part of my opinion. Thank you.
So Alibaba has done a lot in AI and also blockchain.
Yes.
Okay. So Dennis?
Yeah, actually, I was working on AI security around 5 years ago. At that time, that was the previous round of AI search. At that time, the hot topic is generative adversarial network and adversarial samples. So I worked on those kind of technology at that time. And now I'm in Web3. From the technical view, I think that AI and Web3 they actually have barely anything in common from the technology tree. However, I think AI directly benefited from the development of Web3 because of their common demand on computing power or hash rate. For example, no matter the LLM of the current AI search or the last round search, the topic of generative adversarial network, they can only be possibly put into practice as long as the hash rate or the computing power reaches a certain threshold. While the mining requirement of blockchain, it actually directly contributes to the rapid development of GPU. And the GPU actually, they developed very fast in the last maybe 6 to 8 years. So AI directly benefited from that rapid development, and this contributes to the current round of the AI search. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Understood. Okay.
对，就我们分几个维度来看啊。我觉得第一个维度我们从数据、模型、算力还有下游的应用，我觉得从4个方面来讲吧。从数据方面讲的话，其实我们一直觉得 data labeling 是一个很适合来做就很适合 Crypto 来做一个生意。在传统的 Web2 里面，有一家公司叫 Scale AI， 然后也是一个叫 Exchange 王的一个北美的一个年轻的华人吧，然后从大学辍学就开始来做了。他们做的事情其实很简单，就是一个平台的一个生意，上游接 AI 公司的单子，中游来分发，下游来在东南亚或者就越南、菲律宾。或者说是其他的一些非洲的国家 undeveloped country， 然后来布置一些节点，然后上游拿到单子以后，把这些单子拿到下游的节点分发。其实这就是一种三角贸易，对吧？就是把第一世界的公司开源节流，然后把开源节流的钱给第三世界，给他们去发工资，对吧？其实这个事情天生就可以用区块链来做，对吧？然后你看这些节点在 crypto 里面，它可以是 YGG， 对吧？游戏公会。可以是打金工会，对吧？也可以是普通的散户，把这种非弹性的工作放成 crypto 一个更弹性的一个维度来做。其实我们觉得 data labeling 这个事情是很适合 crypto 来做的，天生其实就适合 crypto 来做的。这个是数据的一个维度，然后另外一个维度其实就是模型的维度我们就先不谈这种闭源的模型了。其实，在开源的模型里面，北美中国其实我们都知道各有一个团队，其实都在做一个 Web3 版的一个 Hugging Face， 然后他们其实解决一个问题，就是创作者经济的问题，就是应用开发者把所有的钱都赚走了，但是做算法和做模型的人其实1毛钱都赚不到，所以他们想解决的一个问题就是就是一个模型开发者的一个创作者经济，他们通过把就大语言模型，然后 sharding 分辨就存储到不同的节点。然后，当应用开发者他们在做应用的时候，需要调用节点里的一些模型分片的时候，就会产生 gas 费。其实这个逻辑，我觉得跟这个做公链的逻辑是一样。其实我们觉得这个思路，从一个创作者经济的一个思路来切 Hugging Face， 来切开源模型这个平台，来提高整体的开源模型的下限我们觉得还是挺有意义的。尤其是在明年跟后年，假如有牛市，再能做出1到2个这个就是潜在这种 application， 不管是应用在 Web2， 应用在 Web3， 其实我们都觉得在开源模型这一块，我们觉得 crypto 也是能做的。第3个其实就是这个算力这一块了。算力这一块的话，我还是始终相信这个中心化的牛逼，对吧？就像这个阿里巴巴 Cloud，这个腾讯 Cloud， 对吧？然后像 AWS，
那其实我觉得大模型也就只要放在中心化的平台上来做了。但是我们也不能排除，对吧？一些中小的 developer， 他们要训练他们自己的模型的时候，其实只用少量的数据、少量的算力就可以来支撑起他们单次就是很简单的，对吧？就是实例参数的一个训练，对吧？这个时候其实我们觉得用长尾的算力来做我们觉得也是 reasonable 的所以其实现在也有北美的几个团队，他们在做就是between AWS and 这个 Edge Computing， 对吧？其实我们觉得就是在中心化跟非中心中心化计算跟非中心化计算中间也有一块，其实我觉得也是能做的，对吧？给大的模型来做中心化的集中性的训练，给中小的开发者来做一些就是消费级 GPU 就能做的一些训练，一些 fine tuning， 我们觉得也是 reasonable 的。其实第4个我们觉得就是 application， 在 application 这一块我觉得也不想讲什么这个到底适合用在哪些 application。其实我们可以举个例子，在现在的国内有一个很牛逼的一个怎么说吧，一个美股期权的交易平台叫 Workflow， 我不知道各位有没有玩过。其实如果各位玩过 Workflow 的话，就会意识到一点，就我们大家在买期权的时候，通常会遇到一个问题，就是你作为一个普通的一个玩家，你怎么知道你的这个应该买哪一个行权价跟行权日，对吧？我相信这可能也是代币的遇到了一个问题，对吧？面对这么多散户，怎么教散户选择一个合适的价格，行权价跟行权日？他们解决的问题就很简单对吧？就传统的区块链里面的期权其实只有 BTC 跟 ETH， 对吧？顶多大概有个 Solana， 对吧？然后其实在币圈里面，不管是 Deribit 还是这个 Bybit， 其实我觉得流动性整体都不是很高的，对。但是他们，你看传统的股权里面有那么多上市公司，有那么多期权，那么多行权价，那么多行权日，到底该怎么买呢？他们其实就做了一个 ChatGPT， 一个金融版的一个模型，然后就假设有一天，就2周前不是拼多多发了一个财报嘛？拼多多财报显示这个业绩大幅上涨，那这个时候肯定是买看涨期权，那到底是买哪一个，对吧？哪一个价格，哪一个行权日的这个看涨期权呢？然后它其实就通过这个语言模型，然后给你推导出来就根据历史的这个数据投喂了模型以后，然后这次再做一个 inference， 把这个数据输入到模型产出一个就是合适的这个结构化的产品让你去买。他们其实完成就是这样一个动作。其实简单的来看对于消费者的应用来说，对于普通的这个 C 端用户来说，这样的产品已经是非常划时代了，对吧？然后普通的用户其实也不用考虑它这次 inference 它到底是不是真的还是假的，对吧？还是要过来跟我做对手盘，想过来割我，还是真的是想过来就是让我赚钱，对吧？这一块其实我觉得也是挺有意思的。所以其实对于应用级的一些严肃的一些场景，金融，对吧 ？trading、生物医疗、教育、政治、哲学这些比较重要的一些观念里面，如果要做模型的话，其实我们觉得来做 ZKML 或者说是 OPML 来验证这个推理的正确，我们觉得也是比较关键的。
好的，还是覆盖了挺多这个blockchain 可以跟AI converge 的 area。OK， 我们下一个是关于数据的问题。So, with AI's demand for big data and Web3's emphasis on data privacy, how do we balance the relationship between the two to ensure the functions of AI can be exerted, but also personal privacy is being maintained? So, 对关于这个数据隐私的这块，你是怎么看的？
那我们再讲回来我们刚刚这个期权交易的这个例子，对吧？这个最开始他们训练这个模型，其实就是通过过往无数次的这个就是不管什么财报的发布利好的发布，对吧？然后来这个公司的团队来做一系列的标注，对吧？标注好了以后，就假设就2年前什么苹果发布了个财报，对吧？大涨，然后这时候他们就一群的这个金数的这个博士跟硕士，其实他们就开始来算，在当时那个场景下，然后再结合股价一个上涨吧，买哪个行权价期权我觉得是最好的，对吧？然后他们训练这个模型以后，基本差不多能用了，其实就推给普通的散户来使用，然后普通的散户来使用了以后，其实就会有一个怎么说吧，就会有一个正反馈，对吧？你可能买这个就是我这是同样的2年以后，对吧？苹果再发布一个财报，我们再来这个把这个财报的模型输入，然后我们普通用户来买，对吧？然后最后有一个反馈给这个模型，其实就能判断。那其实这个时候就会涉及了很多用户的隐私，对吧？毕竟多少钱买，怎么买，充多少，对吧？而且期权其实有那么多行权价，那么多行权日，每个其实都是不一样的。但这作为普通的这个散户来说， 这个人家公司用了你的这个盈利的数据，其实这个倒还好吧，对吧？这只是金融一块，大家只是知道我的盈利怎么样，就是盈亏怎么样。其实在这个场景里面，我们觉得更多保障的不一定是隐私这个，更多的保障是它的一个正确性。我不一定需要它结果正确，但我一定需要它过程正确，对吧？这不是一个结果正义，这是一个过程正义的一个过程。这个可能更多的就是一个怎么说吧，一个正义的一个逻辑。如果是在生物医疗里面，对吧？就之前我们其实也看过一个 deal， 就是这个是做这个联邦学习的，这个通常是应用在各个糖尿病患者的这个案例里面，因为在联邦因为糖尿病其实病人的这个怎么说吧，病人的信息是一个非常隐私的一个环节，所有的公司是不可能够达到这个所有的这个糖尿病的患者来训练一个模型，对吧？所以他们的模式其实也很简单，这个就是通过各个节点，然后来做每个这个怎么说单个患者的一个联邦学习，然后后面就可以把这个 APP 发放到不同的用户的手机里面，然后用户上传自己的信息，其实就能够监测，这个就用少量当然我对联邦学习这个概念不是很懂，反正他们大量的做类似的事情嘛。在这种情况下，其实就是联邦学习其实是比一个大模型这个更好的一个来保护用户隐私的一个问题了。而且在传统的这个行业里面，这个还涉及到很多跨国的一些信息安全，尤其是在欧盟，对吧？这种分散的这种地域里面，其实更不可能来把这个糖尿病患者的信息收集在一起，每个国家的信息你都要过一遍。但如果在这个场景下，其实我们觉得用联邦学习，我们觉得还是比较 reasonable 的。对，这可能就是在生物医疗里面，对。
Okay.
Yeah, actually, in my opinion, I think the requirement for privacy protection for AI and for Web3, they are actually in common. They are driven by different driving forces. However, their requirement is in common. They both deeply rely on privacy protection to get a further development. For AI, actually the driving force for privacy protection is from regulation. As we know this year, maybe in March, the Italian regulator, they just cited GDPR and banned ChatGPT because of their violation of the privacy protection. They actually banned the ChatGPT for 1 or 2 months. Yeah. So for AI, actually the problem is that the data source of the model training, actually most of the data is not that legal. They get the data, however, they do not have the permission from the data owner. That may probably violate the privacy of the data owner. So the AI, they need to solve this private data problem. Actually, and for Web3, their driving force for their privacy protection is actually from technology, because as we know, in Web3 blockchains, they are just open ledgers, and the consensus is formed based on transparent plain text. However, with transparent plain text, we cannot have any privacy with the plain text, right? So in Web3, we need to encrypt data, and we can, as long as the data can be encrypted into ciphertext, we can get the privacy in the Web3 world. My network, we actually have already delivered a solution of zero trust data protection, and with that protection, we actually developed that solution based on Web3, and it can also be applied to AI. And with the protection, the data owners, they can have full control of their own private data. And that data can be legally traded in Web3 world. So in that scenario, the data owner, they can make profit by selling their own private data. And the model trainer, they can purchase the data and get the legal data permission. And that can solve their regulation problem. So in that way, the problem of both AI and Web3, they can both be solved. Yeah.
OK， 或许我用中文，咱们用中文那个。其实我觉得前面2位都提到了2个层面的问题。第一个层面的话就是政策，就是各个国家的法律法规，然后对个人数据隐私保护，不光是比如说欧洲的GDPR， 比如说那个新加坡，然后马来东南亚地区的 DPTK， 然后呢以及那个中国大陆的个人隐私保护法。然后等等这些，那么在处理这些合规方面对数据的隐私保护的时候，其实作为一个云厂商来说，我们和很多客户都打过交道。就举个简单的例子，比如说一个中国的这个厂商，然后如果要去海外的话，那他要去克服在海外的这个合规的这个需求，那他就，但是呢，它的数据应用的话，需要就是说。国内的一些数据，然后和海外的数据做一些融合。那在这种情况下的话，他们一般会采用怎样的一个方式？第一个就是首先的话，他们会去向一些那种合规机构，就是法律法务的那个机构去咨询什么样的数据可以出境。那如果说有一些那种比较隐私的这个数据的话，他们会先去做一个这个去敏感化，就把敏感数据，然后通过一定的技术手段，把它变成一个。没有什么，就是外人看来没有什么特别意义的一串字符，然后从而把这些数据然后出境，然后呢和海外的一些应用，然后做一些数据联合的一些分析，那这是比较常规的一个数据去敏感化的一个手段。那么还有一些手段就是用 Web3 的一个技术，比如说 Federated Learning， 就是我们现在说的很流行的联邦学习。那这块的话也有一些这个案例，比如说在金融方面，就是各个比如说我要做金融间的这个风控，那在做金融风控的时候，我需要这个金融机构的上下游的所有的机构的一些数据，然后呢去做分析，但在实际情况下收集这些数据基本上是不可能的。所以呢，就是常用的一种方法就是用这个联邦学习的方式，然后呢在单个金融机构内部，然后通过部分数据，然后去做一个模型，然后再把做出来这个模型数据和其他的机构做出来模型数据做融合。那这是金融领域的一个案例。那么还有比如说医疗领域的案例，就是刚才就是你也提到了说在医疗领域，然后。就是一些医院的数据，就比如说拿中国大陆地区来说，就是我之前接触过几个 case， 中国大陆地区，然后前年出台一个个人健康数据的安全法，就规定，就是先把数据分类分级，就病人的数据分类分级，那只有隐私的这个病人数据是不可以出院的，就是离开医院，因为大部分的病人数据其实都在院内产生的。那这些数据如果要去，就是做一些那种联合的训练，就比如说那个那个新冠的期间，然后我们要做这个新冠的那个肺部的那个照片的这个识别。那但是呢，由于这个新冠的这个肺部照片其实是属于这个隐私的这个数据，那它就没办法说从一个医院出来。就是没办法把各个医院的这些数据，然后全部都收集上来。所以呢，在这种情况下的话，就是在单个院内，然后呢，用这个联邦学习的方式，然后在单个院内去训练，就是单个院内的这个病人的这个新冠的这个图片，然后呢，再把训练出来这个模型数据，然后再和其他医院的这个模型数据做融合。我上面举的这个例子其实都是和那个各个国家的这个法律法规，然后对个人数据保护的一些就是要求和一些案例。那还有一块的话，其实就是个人数据，就是我们经常就是你看到就是比如说你打开一个 app， 然后呢，比如说一个就是购物的这个 app， 然后你打开以后，然后会有很多的这个商品推送给你。它就是根据你的用户偏好、你的用户习惯，然后呢给你做一些推荐。那么在这个Web3， 就是在 Web3 的世界里，就是我们讲究的是，如果平台不经过用户允许，然后就不能去收集用户的信息。但是呢，如果它不去收集用户信息的话，它没办法给你做，就是就你个人来说做一些个性化的推荐。所以我觉得这个是一个 balance， 就是你希望一些更好的这个用户体验，还是说你不希望更好的用户体验，然后你死守你的数据， 我觉得这是后续就是各个这个平台方，就 Web3 的这个平台方，其实也是需要去看重的一点。大概就这样，谢谢。
Okay, I read out some suggestions about this question. First, collect less data. That means AI should only gather essential data, not everything from the user. And the second is the user controlled. Let user decide who get their data on the Web3 platform. That's the second suggestion. The first suggestion is that privacy tech use the encryption and privacy to keep their data safe. And the last panel, they all do these things. And the fourth suggestion is that the transparency make AI process clear, and so user know what's happening. And this is the key thing. And the fifth suggestion is that user consent also asks the permissions from using their data. And the last question is that follow the rules, stick to the privacy law and AI guideline. And that's all my suggestions about this question.
Okay, sure. We move on to the next question. Do you see AI giving decision support to some of the decentralized systems such as DAOs? And how do you see combination of AI and helping Web3 to make better decisions in the future? So maybe we start with Bruce.
Okay, that's the sure things that AI can help the DAO to make better. And why I say that? Because the AI can use the blockchain data. Everything is open to everyone, and it can predict the market trends, and it also can improve the DAO to do some management and do some votes and make the decision clear to everyone. That is my point. How the AI can improve the DAO.
Okay.
我觉得我对DAO不是特别熟悉，我就
Okay, next one.
Okay, yeah. In my opinion, DAO is actually about how to actually about the process of reach a final decision of a certain group of people. Actually, they just multiple people, they have their own decision and they vote, and then they reach a consensus and reach a final decision. That's about DAO. And however, the decision quality of each participant, it is out of the scope of DAO. Yeah. So. I think AI can help to improve the decision quality of each voter. It can help each voter to analyze, for example, analyze information and then make a better decision. Maybe make the decision which is most beneficial for themselves. And then DAO can be used to reach a final decision, which is with better quality. Yeah, so I think AI can help the individual to improve their decision quality, and then the final decision of DAO will be in consequently better quality. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Right. So it helps the quality of each individual decision makers. Each voter's decision. Okay, so Ziqi, do you have anything else to add on?
对，这个就我们其实，在今年年初跟去年年底的时候，我们投一个项目，他们其实就做一个 simulation 的业务，当时可能还没有人有想到用 AI 的模型来做，但其实我们现在回想过来 ，simulation 这个业务，其实我们觉得就非常适合用这个 AI 的模型来做。其实这个东西就只要把开源的大模型 Level 2，对吧？然后你再喂一点这个 就 crypto native 一些数据，对吧？一些 DeFi 的数据喂进去，其实就能做出一个simulation 的一个 large language model。其实举个最简单的例子啊，其实在这个借贷平台 Aave 或者 Compound 里面，对吧？有就这个平台的盈利其实是跟你的超额抵押率，对吧？然后跟你的这个借了多少钱，存了多少钱，利息 存多久，对吧？这东西其实都相关的。在这个道的这个 DeFi 治理里面，其实有好几家公司其实都在做这个事情 ，Gauntlet，Almanac。然后还有一些中心化的咨询公司 Delphi Digital， 其实他们都在帮这个 DeFi 道来处理这大规模的资金，对吧？毕竟这么多大规模的资金是要赚钱，对吧？但赚钱的同时还是有风险。举个最简单，再回到这个去年 FTX 出事的时候，在行情剧烈波动的时候，对吧？人自己是没有办法通过就是传统的一个 simulation 里面暂时还没有一个合适的一个怎么说吧，一个合适的一个模型，合适的一种就没有一种合适的模型能够来估算就是 how to balance risk and revenue 吧，但其实这个东西用这个大模型来做，其实我们就会简单很多所以我们觉得在 DeFi 里面，就 DeFi 道的 simulation 里面，其实我们就用大模型来做是会非常好的，来帮助道来解决就 balance risk and revenue 对。
好，然后我们 next question 是，我用中文吧，我们都，就 AI 和 Web3，继续 converge 的话，你们觉得就是 down the road 有什么这个一些新的 innovation application 会出来？从子熙开始，就 AI 和 Web3之间的这个融合，然后这个未来会有哪些一些创新是你们可以预见的？
分两块吧，我觉得还是商业模式跟科技上面的一些创新吧。因为我觉得中国人做商业模式上的创新，我觉得还是非常牛逼的。所以其实我们再回到我们讲这个，就我讲快点啊，就把更多内容留在后面讲，就讲这个数据标注这个意思吧。传统数据标注其实就是一个就上面拿了单子对吧，下面不停就找一个找一个就是当地的一个地头蛇对吧，然后再组建一帮团队，然后来做标注这个事情。这其实是一个怎么说，是一个比较低效的一个过程。然后中间其实也存在着就是你怎么知道这帮人靠不靠谱对吧？然后那个我公司找这个地头蛇找下面的一帮人来做这个数据标注，怎么知道他做的标签质量对不对对吧？然后我作为一个外包商对吧，那我怎么信任你一定能帮我做好？其实这个东西用中心化的方式来做就是可以，然后也是成熟，这其实就是一个外包的一个逻辑吧。但是这个方式变成一个众包的逻辑呢，其实就不一样了，对吧？这个东西就变成了这个，我通过区块链，对吧？就是上游我中间是一个平台，上游接了 AI 的单子，拿了单子以后，下游是有各种各样的节点，对吧？它可以是 Web2 的标注公司，它可以是 Web3 native 的标注公司，它也可以是 YGG， 也可以是其他的游戏公会，对吧？然后它甚至也可以是一帮散户加入进去，然后谁做完以后，对吧？然后就可能一个标注任务，我们5个人、7个人一起做完以后，我们求同存异，对吧？然后来奖励那些做得好的，然后来惩罚那些做得不好的，对吧？这个东西中间可能还是加个 verifier 来做，对吧？这个东西其实就变得一个高度的一个弹性的一个扩展的一个生意了，对吧？你就不会再是一个节点去拓展，但你可能是一帮人的去拓展。这个东西在 Web2 里面已经很常见了，对吧？滴滴是怎么做的，对吧？这个美团怎么做的，对吧？这个饿了么怎么做的，对吧？在 Web3 里面就是 YGG 怎么做的，其他的游戏公会怎么做的，对吧？其实这都已经是告诉你了。所以其实我们就在数据标注这个行业里面，用 crypto 的方法来做 Web2 跟 Web3 其实都告诉你的答案。对，这个是我们比较相信的啊。
我觉得就是按照现在 AI 领域的这个热点吧，现在其实最大的热点还是 AIGC。那我觉得 AIGC 它的一个比较大的特点，它就能够实时的生成一些比较高质量的内容。那如果提到这一方面的这个特点，我觉得它对于 Web3 领域，我能够比较直白的想到的一个点，就是说是链游戏这个领域。因为游戏这个领域，如果说我们能够带入一些实时的生成出来的内容的话，那其实包括游戏的一些场景、游戏的故事情节，甚至包括游戏中 NPC 的这样一些对话，其实都可以由实时的方式，根据用户的交互来即时的生成。那我觉得在这个维度、这个角度上来说，我觉得它可能会对游戏，尤其是链游这个领域，可能会带来比较大的一些革命性的这样一些变化。所以从我的视角看，我觉得我目前比较期待的还是 AI 对于游戏就 Web3 游戏这个领域，有可能会能够造就出一些比较亮眼的一些项目。
就 AIGC 在链游这块的应用。好。
我其实觉得有两方面，第一个也是比较同意观点，就是 AIGC， 然后在链游，不仅是链游，在各个涉及到一些图像视觉的这个处理方面，其实现在已经涌出了一些应用了。像我上周然后看到有一个应用，就是它有款手机 app， 然后去用手机 app 去照你的时候，然后就自动可以把这个人，然后呢识别成一个 CG 的这个图像。就是它就会实时的，就是这个 CG 图像就会，你人做什么表情，然后 CG 图像就做什么表情，这是手机 app 上的，就我上周看到的一个新应用。那第二块的应用的话，我觉得，在那个 DeFi 领域，就是因为，不好意思，我快点说，就 DeFi 领域的话，就是合规这块儿，就是要求一个是 KYC、KYT， 还有 AML。那这种的话都是用 AI 的这个技术，然后去做这些的。那现在的其实这些领域的话，技术还在不断的这个演进。我觉得 AI 的出来以后，也是会对这几方面，然后呢，帮助这个 DeFi 越来越符合合规的要求，然后呢，更精准的去识别出这些风控的这些风险。
I write down some theses that Beam Venture is looking for. The first one is the privacy AI. That means that we are looking for the ZK combining the AI, and we think that it will protect the project or the user their private data, and it can also provide some valuable insights from this infrastructure. And the second thing is that DeFi can combine the AI can do some boost, and also it can optimize the DeFi and make some smarter finance decision. And the third thing is that the governance upgrade like the second or the third question you asked is the AI can combine with the DAO and make the decision and management of the DAO make better. And the fourth thing is that AI can also combine with the chatbot or the trading bots like the Unibot or the Banana Gun, and it can onboard more TG user or the Web2 user into the Web3 is the kind of thing we are looking for. And the last third thing is that the cross-chain harmony and the AI combined with the blockchain, it also can make the different blockchain communication make efficiency. And the last two things is that stronger identity and the AI combined with the DID, it also can make a user to protect their DID on chain. And the last thing is that I'm looking for is the AI combining with the FOG, fully on-chain game, and the AI can also generate some character and can do something with the smart contracts, make the NFT or the gaming more valuable. And that's all my opinion.
Right, so Bruce has shared a lot of areas in which AI and Web3 will converge. So that comes to the last question of our panel. So what do you see as the next investment opportunities as we follow this trend of AI and Web3's convergence? So maybe just quickly, highlight.
I have already shared all my opinion on last question. Yeah, I have no words.
好，我就简单说一下，就是其实我比较注重于 AI 的基础设施，就是尤其是算力这块儿。现在不是被 NVIDIA 然后急速垄断，然后你知道 A100也非常的欠缺，但是其实现在我们可以看到中国地区其实有很多替代厂商，现在已经慢慢的逐渐卷起了，就是大家可以后续关注一下，谢谢。
好的 ，AI 算力这块的一个需求。
Yeah, I think for investigation, we are actually seeking for the low-hanging fruit. And so I think we need to take full advantage of the current round of the AI search, which is AIGC. So I still think that we can find some project which is related to real-time, high-quality content generation. So maybe that project will be the first batch of the project which beneficial from the AI. Yeah.
Okay. 子期有没有补充的？
我觉得没啥补充，我讲够多了啊。
好好，谢谢大家，好。
Well, this concludes our morning session. Let's thank our speakers again for sharing their valuable perspective. We will now break for a lunch from 12:15 to 30:30. Please be back on time to start the afternoon section. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you.